Hey guys, David Syvertsen back from Ourlads Scouting Services. I'm going to dive into 5 names at wide receiver that I am watching right now leading up to the fall 2024 season. These are by no means stacks or ranks, but right now, if you had to make me pick, these are 5 names I think we're going to be talking about as potential first rounders next spring. These are in alphabetical order. I'm going to start off with Isaiah Bond, the Texas wide receiver that just transferred over from Alabama, 5'11", 180. This is one of the fastest receivers in the country. Bond spent 2 seasons at Alabama prior to transferring. He led the Crimson Tide receivers with 48 catches in 2023. With A.D. Mitchell and Xavier Worthy off to the NFL, Bond left for Texas after Alabama head coach Nick Saban retired. It was strictly a business decision, according to Bond, one aimed at improving his draft stock. And after watching the success of A.D. Mitchell and Xavier Worthy last year, this is a decision that's probably going to pay off for him. Bond is one of the top separators in the class. He can win at all 3 points of the route, and his smooth transition from catch to run after is going to be on full display in this Texas passing game. While he may not have the size and strength that some want, he fits the profile of several recent first rounders that have a game based on movement traits and ball skills. Bond has split his alignment between slot and outside, further opening his doors and usage for schemes at the next level. Make no mistake about it, Bond's superpower is what the entire league is hungry for: speed. He ran a sub 10.5 100 meter in high school, and that is just a glimpse of what we will see in testing next spring. The explosion shows up on the field, and it is paired with a refined and developed skill set as a route runner and pass catcher. If the Texas spring game is an indicator, Bond is going to rival the production that we saw out of Worthy and Mitchell in 2023. Next up is Luther Burden III, 5'11", 208. A consensus 5-star recruit, Burden arrived to Missouri as one of the top freshmen in program history. He started right away and showed his playmaking ability across multiple forms. He scored touchdowns as a receiver, as a rusher, and as a returner. 85% of his snaps he lined up outside, which is not ideal for his skill set. The few times he showed real consistent struggle came from the routes and downfield contested situations, anywhere beyond 10 to 15 yards. In 2023, Burden's alignment reversed. 82% of his snaps came from the slot, where his sudden burst and agility completely opened up new doors. Everything about his game and overall production improved, as the All-American actually saw his average depth of target go down by a yard, but his per-catch production went from 8.7 yards to 14.1. He cut down on his drops in a big way and increased his yards after catch by a sizable margin. Simply put, Burden found his home in the slot. He has a running back caliber lower body, and the strength and contact balance will generate a lot of big plays. He is a natural playmaker with elite movement traits. As long as he can continue to show skill progression and improve his play against the toughest competition, which he did not do in 2023, he is destined for a first-round slot. Next up is Emeka Egbuka, Ohio State, 6'1", 205, another former 5-star recruit that was lined up to be the next big thing at what has recently become wide receiver U. Egbuka returned to school for 2024 after injury slowed him down last fall. He has earned postseason all-conference honors all 3 seasons, either as a receiver or returner, and he is just 78 catches and 1,041 yards away from leading the program all-time in both categories. He also has 38 returns on his resume and was one of the most consistently productive kick returners in the country as a true freshman back in 2022. Egbuka is a well-built slot receiver that has some alignment versatility. His route running ability after the catch are going to be assets to an NFL offense right away. He is a strong chain mover that can handle contested situations, and he really lets the ball hit the ground. While he may not be the most explosive straight line mover, his refined skill set is going to give a reliable feel to his game right away. Ohio State has pumped first-round talents into the league 3 straight years. If Egbuka can stay healthy and regain some of what we saw back in 2022, he will likely make it 4 straight. He is pro-ready, and there's a uniqueness of his return skills and body type that will make him sought after next spring. Next up is Travis Hunter from Colorado, 6'1", 185. Following a record-setting high school career, Hunter was the #1 overall recruit in the 2022 class. He played both cornerback and wide receiver, and most of the services listed him as an athlete with some heavy lean towards corner. Rather than committing to essentially any of the top-tier programs in the country, Hunter went to Jackson State to be coached by former two-way player himself, Deion Sanders. Naturally, he followed him to Colorado in 2023. Hunter was labeled all-purpose on the All-American squads, usually reserved for a player that shines on special teams on either offense or defense. Hunter was a true two-way player for the Buffaloes. Week 1 against TCU, he played 138 snaps, 59 on offense, 79 on defense. His 11 catches were the most ever by a Colorado player in his debut. He also recorded an interception, broke up 3 passes, and made 4 tackles in that game. That sums up what Hunter is, an elite prospect that credibly projects to both sides of the ball in the NFL. Because of the NFL is such an offensive bias league, I project Hunter to more receiver before I do corner. He has the size, speed, and ability to generate big plays every single time he touches the ball. To this point, he has just 1 drop over 95 career targets with 74 catches. He caught 7 of 11 contested situations in 2023, and he simply plays at a different speed than everybody else on the field. Hunter's usage in the NFL will be very interesting to follow because he does have credible starter traits for both sides of the ball. No matter where he ends up, no matter what a team wants to do with him, the explosive, intelligent, and tough competitor has superstar potential. Next up is Tetairoa McMillian from Arizona. 6'5", 210. The highest rated recruit in program history, McMillian changed his commitment from Oregon to Arizona last minute to join his high school quarterback, Noah Fafita. The former national Polynesian high school player of the year was a high-level volleyball player as well, and it shows up on the field when it comes to his radius and ball skills. McMillian has put on nearly 30 pounds to his frame since high school, giving him an almost unfair advantage every time the ball is thrown his way. McMillian was a factor from the start. He led all freshmen nationally with 702 yards, which was a program record for first-year players on just 39 catches. 2023, however, was the real breakout. McMillian, a third-team All-American, finished second in the Pac-12 behind Rome Odunze with 1,402 yards, second most in program history. The difference he showed within his skill set, specifically the route running and ball skills, put his projection in rare territory. The way in which he can attack the pass in the air with full control of his massive frame is simply cheat code. He looks uncoverable at times. The question with him will be the long speed. There is not a ton of separation from him on film. He also sustained a lower body injury this past spring and was in a walking boot during the Arizona spring game, so it's something to monitor over the coming months. He is expected back for the season, but it's a situation that we need to watch leading up to the season. If McMillian takes another step in 2024, like he did from 2022 to 2023, you are talking Calvin Johnson caliber prospect here. That's it. That wraps up the 5 names I want you guys to keep an eye on this upcoming summer for the 2024 season. I'm sure we'll have more names for you once we actually get some 2024 tape under our belts. These are guys that I think have an early lead to be the top 5 guys next year. Thank you, guys.